Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. I am puzzled, lawmen stunned as judge dismisses Ritical's gun possession case. Police officers were left in wonderment after dancehall entertainer Ritical, who was arrested for an illegal gun found in his rented car, was freed of gun charges. I am puzzled, a senior officer who seemed lost for words after the case was dismissed. The 25-year-old entertainer, whose birth name is Ron McFarlane, was acquitted by Justice Bertrand Morris, who ruled that there was insufficient evidence after being charged with illegal possession of a firearm and ammunition last year. It was reported that on January 28, the police were on patrol in 8 Miles, Bull Bay, St. Andrew, when Ritical was seen acting in a suspicious manner among a group of men. A car that had been rented by McFarlane was searched and a Taurus .38 pistol and 12 rounds of ammunition were reportedly found. Ritical, who had reportedly told the police that the weapon was a prop for a music video, was taken into custody and later charged. But during the continuation of the trial, the entertainer, in a sworn explanation before the court, stated that he had rented the car, which is usually parked at the studio in Bull Bay, and that it was accessible by various persons. Hence, McFarlane said he did not know how the gun ended up in the car. The judge later accepted McFarlane's account as a reasonable explanation and resulted that the evidence before the court was insufficient to find him guilty. Of note is that the prosecution had not presented any fingerprint or DNA evidence. McFarlane's attorney, Abel Dunfoot, reported outside the Supreme Court building that he and his client were pleased with the ruling of the court. From day one, McFarlane had maintained his innocence, and a court properly constituted has ruled him to be so, footnoted. In fact, the judge, in comment by the correct ruling, said that he is impressed by McFarlane's demeanor, and he is a young man of much promise, he added. An elated Ritical was over the moon at being freed of the charges. There is so much, it's unexplainable, the pressure and all of that. The overwhelming feeling that I have right now is unexplainable, said the artist, who is known for songs such as Beauty in the Struggle, Chosen, Living, Where I'm From, and Cookie Jar. We will be at your doorsteps very soon. Giving advance notice, Holness urges criminals' relatives to give up guns. A day after 13 guns, including 10 high-powered rifles, were seized by cops in Florence Hall, Trelawney, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has appealed to Jamaicans to support the government's latest operation, Get Every Illegal Gun campaign. Speaking at the opening of the Andrews Mears Recreational Park along Olympic Way in St. Andrew West Central constituency on Friday, Holness said elements of the campaign include new legislation and an incentivized fund with a target of establishing $250 million to significantly increase the reward for information leading to the recovery of illegal firearms. 3 days before the Trelawney operation, Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson had indicated that since the start of the year, 18 illegal guns have been seized across the island. Holness credited the latest successes to the new strategy. There are several key elements to the plan. Some of them are top secret. We won't say too much about them except to say that our capacity to detect and recover firearms have considerably improved, and you are seeing the results of it already, Holness said. He said that the penalty for illegal possession of a firearm will soon be significantly increased as well. In a few days, we will take a new firearm bill to Parliament, which will create several new offences, he stated. Today, I'm appealing to persons who are in possession of illegal weapons to give them up. Give up your illegal weapons using any one of the information channels that are available, the Prime Minister appealed. He further asked persons to report illegal guns by calling Crime Stop at 311, the Police Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch at 876-591-5671, the Jamaica Defence Force tip line at 876-837-8888, or the Police 119 emergency number. Use those mediums, tell us what you know about the guns, give up the guns, and make this sincere and serious appeal to every single Jamaican, he pleaded. People know where the guns are. All you have to do is pick up the phone and call. and you could get anywhere from $250,000 to $500,000 depending on the gun. For many of you, that is an opportunity to leave the area, or you can stay there, but it is an opportunity for you to get rid of the criminals out of your community, he stated. Holness urged citizens to be cooperative and not to interfere in police operations. When you see the police come, don't interfere with them. I am seeing too many videos of citizens interfering with police carrying out their lawful duties. If you interfere with the police in this operation, you too will be arrested. Do not interfere with the police carrying out their lawful duties, Holness warned. I am giving advance notice to the country, communities like this community which I represent, because I know you're going to have people here saying, give them a bly. I am giving advance notice. He also called on the girlfriends, the baby mothers, the sisters and the mothers who give them gunmen cover and protection to take care. Note that the actions to recover guns so far have been extremely successful, and if you have a gun or are associated with it, we will be at your doorsteps very soon. He closed with another appeal to gunmen who say they are only victims of their circumstances, acting the part, following the script already written for them to give up the guns. This is mindless and fatalistic and should not be encouraged. Your circumstances must never determine your future and your fate, he stated. JLP intervenes as tensions rise in Northeast St. Anne. The leadership of the governing Jamaica Labour Party is moving to intervene amid tensions in the constituency organization of Northeast St. Anne. The seat is represented in Parliament by State Minister Marcia Smith. Scores of Labourites converge on the campaign office in St. Anne Bay, demanding the resignation of the first-term Member of Parliament. They accuse her of offering them subpar representation. In a statement last evening, the JLP says it takes note of the protest action. The party says its secretariat and Area County 3 has been mobilized to address the concerns. The party say while it accepts and recognizes the right of members to express themselves, it reiterates that there are internal mechanisms to resolve disputes and disagreement that may arise. The party say it's hopeful the disgruntled constituents are willing to engage in a positive and meaningful process of dispute resolution. Repeated efforts to get a response from MP Smith have been unsuccessful. Tough-talking Charles vows to break down barriers. Fish farmers appeal to Minister for help to improve sector forward. Agriculture and Fisheries Minister Pernell Charles Jr. on Wednesday disclosed that the government has been engaging in talks with overseas investors to shake up the agricultural sector and make it more competitive. Addressing fish farmers in Nightingale Grove, Bushy Park on the first leg of the tour of fish farms in St. Catherine by a ministry team which included State Minister Frank Whittle, Charles said that a shake-up was necessary as well-established stakeholders in the industry have been complacent. We need to have a revival, a revolution in introducing technology and systems into agriculture. So we have to welcome new entrants and to increase competition. I have already started speaking to investors in Europe. I've made it very clear that we will, as a ministry, facilitate in terms of providing incentives to people. So, if you know somebody who is interested, has the financial capacity, and will be dedicated to growing that business, let them speak to us, he said. Those who are here doing a fair job, they are making high profits, and so therefore, the push is to do things differently might not be there because they are already doing very well, added Charles. Our role as government will be to see how we can break down as many barriers as possible to make it attractive to them, so at least in the startup, we can give them a boost. So again, if you know anybody or if you are interested because maybe you have the money to do it, let them know that we are open to embracing them as new entrants into the market. In an informal sit-down session, about 15 fish farmers raised concerns about the sorry state of the island fishing sector despite its potential for enhancing food security and nutrition and return on investment. The concerns were well articulated by Errol, who bemoaned the lack of assistance from the state. He went on a list of litany of woes, including very poor road conditions, lack of equipment, specifically tractor service to build and renovate ponds, the lack of technical assistance from the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, including on infrastructure development, and the ongoing failure of the National Irrigation Commission to adequately service their ponds are the major issues impeding growth and expansion. Errol, who operates a 300-acre property, said that challenges in accessing water have severely handicapped his efforts to expand and increase production. The straight-talking farmer handed Charles a list of his talking points, stressing that the group was comprised of hard-working and visionary men and women. I believe that if you could help to renovate or give us high-pressure water system, that would open up the farming. So if you could speak with your technical person from NIC, National Irrigation Commission, to see how we can get it, and I'm saying we because we as farmers are not really looking for handouts. We want to do a joint venture system where over the next 20 to 30 years, when I am dead and gone, whosoever acquires that property could do high-tech farming, Errol stated. A farmer made it clear that having heard many speeches from agriculture ministers over the years, they would not be so easily swayed by just words and challenge Charles to deliver on his promises. I hope that what we discuss here won't be thrown into the basket as usual. Over the years, we have had a lot of meetings about development plans, and after 50 years, we are still at the same place. You were here 50 years ago? Charles asked. No, but me grow in a it. Me born come here, this story, and live in a this story and see this story. So I just hope it's not just a meeting and throw in the basket, she replied. Thousands register for Tourism Workers Pension Scheme. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett has revealed that approximately 10,000 people have already registered for the groundbreaking Tourism Workers Pension Scheme since its launch on January 1, 2022. We reviewed the performance within the first month of the implementation of the pension scheme, and I am proud to announce that so far, approximately 10,000 workers have registered by way of application for membership in this scheme, said Bartlett. The most crucial part of all this is that in addition to the outstanding work that Guardian Life, which administered this scheme, has been doing in recruiting persons, is the excellent work that Sagicor is doing in terms of building the fund, and we're pleased to announce that $43 million has been earned by the fund since we placed it in their management, he added. The Tourism Workers Pension Scheme is a defined contributory plan supported legislation and requires mandatory contributions by workers and employers. It is designated to cover all workers ages 18 to 59 years in the tourism sector, whether permanent, contract, or self-employed. This includes hotel workers and people employed in relation industries such as craft vendors, tour operators, red cap porters, contract carriage operators, and workers at attractions. Benefits will be payable at age 65 or older. The government of Jamaica has committed $1 billion to seed this scheme so that immediate benefits can occur to qualified pensioners. Sagicor Life Jamaica manages the fund, and Guardian Life Limited is the administrator. The Tourism Workers Pension Scheme is arguably the most significant human capital development initiative in the history of Jamaica's tourism sector. It will allow thousands of tourism workers to look forward to a financially secured retirement and is expected to benefit over 350,000 employees in the tourism sector immediately. A vital feature of this pension scheme is that it allows workers to move around within the industry, taking their benefits without being penalized or losing any of their contributions. We are excited that the scheme has started on a very good note and that the response from the workers has been good. We want to urge more tourism workers to support this important initiative. Please get on board and register for the scheme so that we can meet the target of getting 350,000 workers, employers, self-employed people, and any other groups connected to the sector to enroll, Bartlett expressed. I commend the companies that are already involved in the scheme, and I encourage the other employers to get on board as well. This scheme makes a statement about a government that truly cares for the people of the country, he stated. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.